Anthony Davis's highly anticipated debut with the Dallas Mavericks has taken an unexpected turn, leaving the team and fans grappling with the aftermath of a startling injury. This development follows a blockbuster trade that has reshaped the NBA landscape, with consequences extending far beyond the court. On February 8, 2025, Anthony Davis made his first appearance for the Dallas Mavericks in a game against the Houston Rockets. Davis delivered a performance that lived up to expectations. In just 31 minutes of play, he recorded an impressive stat line of 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists, demonstrating the skills that made him a prized acquisition for Dallas. However, the elation was short-lived. Late in the third quarter, with 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining, Davis attempted to defend a drive by Rockets center Alperen Şengün. Davis suffered a non-contact injury, dropping to the floor and clutching his lower body. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, Davis attempted to downplay the severity of his condition. Speaking to reporters after the game, he stated,
leg got tight, like a little spasm. Just came back try to get it loose and everything. Obviously dealing with the ab, strain still. So, just trying to get it loose. We want to really loosen up, let go. But it's nothing, serious. I'm fine.
What area of the leg?
Despite Davis's departure, the Mavericks secured a 116-105 victory over the Rockets. Klay Thompson and Kyrie Irving each contributed 13 points, helping to seal the win. The team had led 65-48 at halftime, but saw their advantage dwindle to just 2 points in the third quarter before Najee Marshall and Irving stepped up to secure the victory. Contrary to Davis's initial assessment, subsequent medical evaluations revealed a more serious condition. According to ESPN's Shams Charania and Tim McMahon, Davis has suffered a left adductor strain. The injury is expected to sideline him for several weeks, ruling him out until after the NBA All-Star break. Some reports suggest that Davis could miss up to a month of action. Further reports from NBA correspondent Mark Stein indicate that the situation could be even more concerning. Some within the Mavericks organization are reportedly worried that Davis could be sidelined for an indefinite period, suggesting that there is no clear timetable for his return. The severity of the injury has forced the NBA to make adjustments to its All-Star roster. Davis, selected for his 10th All-Star game in his 13-year NBA career, will be unable to participate in the festivities scheduled to begin on Friday in San Francisco, with the main event taking place on Sunday night at 8 p.m. ET in Indianapolis. In light of Davis's injury, the NBA has named Kyrie Irving as his replacement for the All-Star game. This marks Irving's 9th career All-Star nomination and his first since 2023. Irving has been a key player for the Mavericks, averaging 24.1 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game while managing his own back injury. The Mavericks now face a challenging schedule in the wake of Davis's injury. They have 3 games before the All-Star break, including matchups against Sacramento, Golden State, and Miami. Looking further ahead, the team is slated to play 12 games over the next month, a period that could prove crucial in their quest for a playoff berth. The injury to Anthony Davis takes on added significance when considered in the context of the recent trade that brought him to Dallas. On February 2nd, 2025, the Mavericks acquired Davis from the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for their cornerstone player, Luka Dončić. This 3-team trade, which also involved the Utah Jazz, was one of the most stunning deals in NBA history. This trade, orchestrated by Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison, was intended to bolster the team's competitiveness this season. Harrison justified the move by emphasizing Davis's potential to improve the team's defensive capabilities while maintaining a strong offensive presence. However, the injury has intensified criticism directed at Harrison and the Mavericks front office. Fans, already upset about losing the beloved Dončić, have voiced their displeasure over trading a 25-year-old superstar in his prime for an older player with a history of injuries. The situation has escalated to the point where a large crowd of Mavericks fans protested outside the American Airlines Center before Saturday's game, calling for Harrison's resignation. The loss of Anthony Davis comes at a critical juncture for the Dallas Mavericks. Currently sitting in 8th place in the Western Conference, the team is precariously positioned just 1.5 games ahead of the 11th seed. To qualify for the postseason or play-in tournament, the Mavericks must finish the regular season in 10th place or better. The team's current record of 28-25 puts them in a fragile position, especially considering the competitive nature of the Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors, at 26-26, are close behind, threatening to push the Mavericks out of playoff contention. The timing of Davis's injury could not be worse for Dallas. The team is set to embark on a grueling stretch of games in the coming weeks. Over the next month, which aligns with the approximate timeline for Davis's absence, the Mavericks will play a total of 13 games. 11 of these contests are against teams competing for a spot in the playoffs or play-in tournament. Compounding the Mavericks' woes is the fact that Anthony Davis is not the only key player sidelined due to injury. The team's front-court depth has been further compromised by an injury to center Daniel Gafford. On February 10th, 2025, during a game against the Sacramento Kings, Gafford sustained a right knee injury following a collision with Kings guard Malik Monk in the second quarter. Unable to return to the game, Gafford had to be helped off the court. Gafford's absence is particularly significant given his role as one of the most reliable players in the Mavericks rotation, averaging 12.3 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. His rim protection and efficient interior scoring have been crucial components of the team's strategy. The injury list doesn't end there. Forward PJ Washington is dealing with an ankle injury, while guard Caleb Martin is nursing a hip issue. These multiple injuries have severely constrained the team's ability to maintain a stable and effective rotation, forcing head coach Jason Kidd to make significant adjustments to his lineups and strategies. The current injury crisis has placed immense pressure on head coach Jason Kidd, and the Mavericks front office Kidd has been forced to experiment with small ball lineups to compensate for the loss of size and defensive presence in the front court. In a recent game against the Kings, Kidd inserted forward Olivier Maxence Prosper into the starting lineup in an attempt to fill the gap left by Gafford's absence. These adjustments, while necessary, highlight the depth issues facing the Mavericks. The team will need to rely heavily on role players and bench contributors to remain competitive in the coming weeks. The injury to Anthony Davis and its impact on the Mavericks has implications that extend beyond Dallas. The Western Conference playoff race, already tightly contested, has become even more unpredictable with the potential extended absence of a player of Davis's caliber. Moreover, the situation has reignited discussions about Davis's injury history. While he played a career-high 76 games for the Lakers last season, he missed at least 20 games in each of the previous 5 seasons. This pattern of injuries has led to increased scrutiny of the Dončić-Davis trade, with many questioning the long-term viability of building a franchise around a player with such an extensive injury history. The timing of the injury, coming so soon after the trade, has also raised questions about the medical evaluations conducted as part of the trade process. It's worth noting that Davis was out with an abdominal strain for his final 2 games with the Lakers, and the first 2 he could have played for the Mavericks, suggesting that there may have been pre-existing concerns about his physical condition. As the Mavericks navigate this challenging period, several potential solutions and adjustments are being considered. With the trade deadline approaching, the team may explore options to add depth to their roster, particularly in the front court. One possibility is signing a free agent center to provide immediate help in the absence of Davis and Gafford. Despite the setbacks, Anthony Davis remains optimistic about the team's potential. In a statement to the Mavericks, he said,
I just know what we're capable of if we lock in and do what we're supposed to do. And I just think defensively, man, we're going to be a problem, and offensively we're going to continue to figure it out. But how many points we scored tonight? 109. I think we can score more. We miss a lot of easy shots, easy layups, free throws. But I'm confident in our group and what we can do.
Switching times mid-season, how much more challenging is that than doing it in summer?
Yeah, I mean, you miss that training camp where you kind of know everything. The good thing about it, though, for me, J. Kidd was on that Lakers staff when we won in the year after, and some of the concepts that we had in 1920 and 2021, they kind of brought over here. So, the verbiage is the same, the concepts are the same. So, it makes it a smooth transition. But anytime you got to change teams in that season, it's tough. You know.